you all to our Sunday service. Some of you may not know this is Ram and Dikshini, and my wife Dharma Devi. I'm Narayan. We're all going to sing a song to start. It's a song of St. Francis, and it's called I Wander With Thee. And as many of you, I'm sure, know, St. Francis communed with nature, and animals would come to him, birds and squirrels and all sorts of animals.
Raise your hand if your robe doesn't have a sheet of music yet. Yes. We'll sing it twice through, so if you need to, just listen the first time and join in on the second time around.
In surrender lies victory. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. A case might be made for surrender as a path to victory in worldly conflicts, the way of passive resistance, for example, in preference to armed resistance. But our point here concerns a higher kind of surrender, the surrender of our deluded, egoic will to the wise and almighty will of God. Human will is, as Paramahansa Yogananda used to say, guided by whims and limited understanding. The divine will is in harmony with every level of reality. Though divine will sometimes appears to us at first to be wrong, it proves always, eventually, to be for our highest good. Human will is inconsistent. It leads us one day to success, another to disaster. The divine will, when we surrender to it completely, though it is not always easy to do so, always brings us deep inner peace and joy in the end. Jesus Christ demonstrated this perfect surrender to God's will in the Garden of Gethsemane the night before he was captured and imprisoned preparatory to his crucifixion. He went apart from the others to pray and asked them to pray also. But when he returned to them, he found them asleep. Out of his love for them, he excused them, saying, "The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." He then urged them again, saying, "Watch and pray." Their weakness in those circumstances was particularly sad, and the disciples themselves must have regretted it bitterly later on. We all know the symptoms of human weakness, though we may excuse them in ourselves, saying, "Well, after all, I am only human." But what are the signs of true strength? We find in all cases that these are the fruit of a life wholly surrendered to God. The Bhagavad Gita lists these signs in the 13th chapter: humbleness, truthfulness and harmlessness, patience and honor, reverence for the wise, purity, constancy, control of self, contempt for sense delights, self-sacrifice, perception of the certainty of ill in birth, old age and frail mortality, disease, the ego's suffering, and sin. Detachment, lightly holding thoughts of home, children and wife, those ties which bind most men. An even tranquil heart, heedless of good or adverse fortune, with the will upraised to worship me alone unceasingly. Loving deep solitude and shunning noise of foolish crowds, calm focus on the self perceived within and in infinity. These qualities reveal true wisdom, Prince. All that is otherwise is ignorance. Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
Welcome everyone. My name is Ram, and it's my joy to be with you all this morning. Our topic is entitled Surrender, and lies victory. This is a very difficult subject to look at. How do we surrender ourselves to God's will when we haven't even seen God? Yogananda put it very beautifully, where he says the highest prayer is this one right now, and I'd like to share it with you. I will reason, I will, and I will act. But guide thou my reason, will, and activity to the right path in every action. That sense of I, that sense of ego, that sense of identification that you've embraced in this lifetime as being your body, your personality, your family, your culture, is, in a sense, what you have to hold on to. But it's just the tip of the iceberg, really. And so this ego identifies itself in this form as being whatever nationality you were brought up in, whatever religion you were brought up in, or non-religion. I'm an atheist, okay. We identify ourselves as a Christian, a Jew, a Hindu, a Muslim, but yet we're something far more than that. Our perception of life is shaped by the prism of the ego, or the soul's identification with the body, and we're proud of it. There's a song, James Brown, who was a famous sort of rhythm and blues singer. He had this song in the '60s that was very strong in the black community. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And people were identified in that way. But ultimately, as souls on a journey, we need to say, okay, maybe I'm black, maybe I'm white and I'm proud, maybe I'm brown and I'm proud, maybe I'm yellow and I'm proud, maybe I'm green and I'm proud. But the ultimate thing is to go beyond the pride and the identification of the ego, because I'm proud of being this, and I'm proud of being that. The head starts snapping back, and you start marching down the street, and I'm proud of doing this, and we have our gay pride festival. I'm proud of being this way. And that's all good. But there's a certain point where Yogananda would have this expression, chains, though of gold, still bind. And that is a very interesting concept to meditate on. You know, we chain ourselves to the certain level of identification in the physical. But once we break the hypnosis of those of the little ego, of the little self, we begin to expand and see, really, I'm a part of everything. I'm a part of someone who is transsexual, or gay, or I'm a part of someone who's black. I'm a part of someone who's a Muslim. Even those people who vow in the Middle East, a part of the ISIS movement, who vow to kill all Christians and have their heads on poles. They're a part of me, but diluted. And this is the thing that we have to come to grips with in our day and time. And this is the friction and the tension that's going on our planet today. We have this expansion of awareness, of consciousness. And we have this expanding awareness of seeing, well, who am I really? I am a part of all creation. And what is this God anyway? Well, this God is the electricity of all life. This God is the very pulse by which generates the energy in your body right now. And we have to come to an understanding that this God needs to be expressed in its highest form, not in its ignorant form, in its lowest form, thinking, well, I'm this and I'm that, and you know, my God is better than your God. I love that jingle where it was talking about some dog food. My dog is better than your dog. My dog is better than yours. My dog is better because he eats kennel ration. My dog is better than yours. It's this whole competitive nature going on this planet. Well, my God is better than your God. And it's all just ignorance. There's only one mighty source of all that is. And that mighty source of all that is in every atom of creation. Everything that's in the physical is a part of this great manifestation of energy and consciousness. And it's up to us as human beings to attain our highest potential as human beings. And that's not acting like animals. I just can't wait to get out on Saturday night. I gotta find my soulmate. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman or whatever. Give me a donkey. And we get wrapped up in the senses to the point where we become so obsessed. But the obsession needs to be transmuted. At the base of the spine, we do this fire ceremony every week. If you get here at 10 o'clock, you can participate in the fire ceremony. It takes a long, we go from 10 to noon. We try to get out of here at noon, so we got to keep an eye on the clock. But that fire is symbolic of Kundalini. Kundalini energy is the divine fire lying dormant within every human being. This is the difference between us and animals. Is we have a mechanism within ourselves which transcends the physical that will allow us as humans to experience what God is. And that fire that lies at the base of your spine, this Kundalini energy, is usually kindled in a downward flowing way, meaning the expression through primarily trying to find your ultimate fulfillment or soulmate. And the reproductive or procreation qualities of our being is connected to that fire. I was at a wedding yesterday. A cousin of mine got married. Very sweet couple, and they shared their vows, and it was beautiful. The dedication that they had toward one another, and they were going to dedicate their lives together. And but I was thinking, will they be able to spiritualize it? And that's the test for every one of us. Can we spiritualize that energy you know, the music starts. My cousin was the DJ, you know, and he was playing the music, and everybody, you know, started going over to the alcohol table and started to juice up, and yeah, I'm starting to get loose now. Let me see if I can find my soulmate today. And that, you know, that's what weddings are about. You know, you celebrate the wedding of the couple, but you're always looking around. So at a certain point, I thought, you know, I have been through this so many times. I said, sweetheart, let's blow this joint. So everybody was sort of upset with us that we, don't you want to be with the family? And I was saying, you know,
No.
this is. And that was no. I said I had to give somebody service tomorrow. I had an excuse. But you know, we have our earthly family, but we also have our spiritual family. And the spiritual family, someone asked Yogananda once, well, you have your earthly family that are your disciples, but you also have your spiritual family who will come to you on the higher planes of on the other side after your passing. He said, well, my spiritual family comes first. And the earthly family comes second. But you can only, you were born, you chose to be born into a physical situation, whether it was a Jewish family or French or Italian or whatever family, African American family. You chose, you had an attunement with those souls who you came in with, your father and mother. You tuned into the vibration of them coming together. Yogananda describes how there's a spark. When the sperm unites with the ovum, there's a spark. And you were attuned to that vibration, and you chose to come in at that moment. Boom. And so you have sometimes the bond of family coming together can be made out of love, or it can also be the magnetism of hatred. People come together because they hated each other in the past, and so they want to work it out in close quarters, and that's why you have so many divorces and so forth that go on. Anyway, to make a long story short, we are here on a journey to awaken to our highest potential as children of God. We have a divine fire that lies dormant within every one of us. If the fire goes downward, we stay locked up in the senses. If we can bring the fire upward, up the altar of God in the spine, and this is what we teach here, is the awakening of the divine fire. So it goes up through the various chakras and makes an intercourse with your divine nature. You bring the higher up from the lower up to the higher. And when that intercourse takes place, that divine coming together with your will, with God's will, enlightenment takes place. And so it's trial and error otherwise. I remember when I went to Cal Berkeley, I wear my Cal ring and on my finger, 1975 Pac-8 championship team. We were co-Pac-8 champions with UCLA down the street. And they went to the Rose Bowl and we didn't because they beat us. Anyway, long story short, Cal won yesterday 60-59 against Washington State. Go Bears. Anyway, so, there's a point where when I was at Cal where I said, God, if you're real, show me. I need to graduate from this university and I don't know how I'm going to do it. I played my last football season. I had six months, the last quarter to go. And you know, I was able to graduate because I took on this prayer. If you are real, show me. Very simple. To know God is to break the hypnosis of the little self and to take baby steps until we attain that oneness of enlightenment. We begin to raise the fire of Kundalini at the base of the spine, not bringing it downward through drinking alcohol, and these are the typical rituals. It's so funny, you know, when you go to a dance. When I was a kid, I often analyzed my life, and I was thinking, going to the, you know, high school dance and, you know, the prom and all that, and going to parties and things. The whole thing is a huge mating ritual. So you drink alcohol, and, you know, you party and you boogaloo, and everybody's getting happy, and, you know, all the energy's moving down. You know, it's like a dog wagging its tail, shake a tail feather type thing. And but in the process of awakening, we want to break the hypnosis of the downward flowing fire and bring it up and begin to feel compassion, love, kindness, respect. Begin to see that you are a part of a greater reality. Just as in the reading, I love this particular reading, and I'm going to close. It was so beautiful. This is from the Bhagavad Gita. Humbleness, truthfulness, harmlessness, patience, honor, reverence for the wise, purity, continence, self-control, on and on and on. But it's the journey of opening yourself up to God's will. You experiment with it. Start off with a little prayer. If you're real, show me. I'm from Missouri. Show me. Let's do this prayer together as a closing. I will reason.
I will reason.
I will will.
I will will.
And I will act.
And I will act.
But guide thou my reason, will, and activity.
But guide thou my reason, will, and activity
To the right path in every action.
to the right path in every action.
This is the way that we can attune ourselves, going from the little egoic will to the will of God. Blessings to you all.
Lord, may we ever all our days ever rejoice to sing your praise, as we together your wisdom seek. Charge us with truth whene'er we speak. Lord, may we ever know your will. Come to us when our hearts are still, as we your guidance with joy receive. May we as one your bliss achieve. Lord, may we serve you all our days, ever rejoice to sing your praise, as we together your wisdom seek. Charge us with truth whenever we speak. Lord, may we ever know your will. Come to us when our hearts are still, as we your guidance with joy receive. May we as one your bliss achieve, as we your guidance with joy receive. May we as one your bliss achieve.